Okay, we've got a lot to talk about with UFOs today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, to start with, many of us have heard the story about the UFO that was in Lockheed Martin's possession, and they were trying to divest themselves of a UFO. And the guys at Skinwalker Ranch, the Bass team, the Bigelow team, OSAP, they were trying to acquire this UFO. But ultimately, the CIA stepped in and botched it, and they never got the UFO. But it appears that James Lukatsky actually got to go inside this thing, and guess what? It was egg-shaped.
His friend tried to get it transferred to a government program called OSAP, these acronyms. They tried to get it over there so they could open up this egg-shaped UFO. They breached the hull of it. They were able to get inside of it. The head of the DIA UFO program admitted it on our podcast. He straight fucking said it. It's not headline news. Oh, by the way, extraterrestrial technology, we got inside of it.
Jim Lukatsky describes in his recent book of a year or two ago of how he was able to see it, an intact craft, and go inside of it.
Yeah, so there you go. James Lukatsky went inside of an egg-shaped UFO. So now that we know they are using psionic assets to lure UFOs in and then forcibly bring them down in some cases, shooting them down, whatever they're doing, is this UFO, was that acquired in that manner? Is this a UFO that Lockheed Martin had, an egg-shaped UFO that was brought down using psionics, per the Jake Barber information? Is that what we're dealing with? And they went through so much trouble to get it. If that's the case, why are they divesting itself? Why was Lockheed Martin trying to get rid of it? And is that confirmation that Jake Barber was working with Lockheed Martin? If they were the ones, they were the aerospace company that was using psionics to bring down specifically egg-shaped UFOs. I mean, maybe every aerospace company was doing, maybe every aerospace company was using psionics to bring down UFOs of different shapes. You know, maybe Boeing like the saucers, and Northrop Grumman like, you know, the cigar shapes, but Lockheed was getting the eggs. I mean, who knows how all this is working. And I'm making light of it, but it's really, you know, sad that they are bringing these objects down. That's fundamentally wrong. They are making consciousness, spiritual connection with these craft to lure them in, and then shooting them down. That's just horrible. It's just, I mean, and also, I mean, just at a practical level, what if the beings decide not to honor contact modalities like that, making it impossible for the rest of us to have benevolent, peaceful, loving contacts with these beings? So yeah, it's just wrong in so many levels. But yeah, there you go. James Lukatsky entered this egg-shaped UFO that may have been brought down by psionics, per the Jake Barber information. I thought that was super fascinating. Of course, we need a lot more details, a lot more corroboration on that. But I think that it is, at this point, to me, looking very likely that that's the case. But again, I have a lot of unanswered questions about that, because they did acquire this thing for going to a lot of trouble. So why were they trying to get rid of it? They breached the whole of it. They were able to get inside of it. Did they get all they needed out of it? And then, you know, they're going to get, you know, give the leftovers to OSAP. Is that the way it was working? Or, you know, what's going on there? I have so many questions about that. So let me know what you think about that story in the comments below. Meanwhile, Representative Tim Kaine is pushing for answers on the mystery drones. I love it. Yeah, Matt Laszlo, reporter Matt Laszlo caught up to him. I'm curious what you think about the Trump White House claim this week, basically absolving the FAA, saying they know everything flying over New Jersey, incidents that freaked out residents, first responders, local officials, members of Congress in the armed services, like the Coast Guard, out in recent months. And Tim Kaine, Congressman Tim Kaine, said, "I don't know about Jersey. That's definitely not the case with respect to the Virginia situation at Langley. Neither the FAA nor the military has given us sufficient answer. And I don't think they have an answer that they're not giving us. I just don't think they have one." And I totally agree. I think that's probably true. I don't think the mainstream government has any clue what the hell these things are these things are, or what is going on. But it seems like if this is NHI, then this is clearly to send a message to somebody, and that somebody knows knows what that message is, and they have some idea of what's going on. So Tim Kaine is also talking about Langley and mystery drones before the Trump Army Secretary pick, Daniel Driscoll. Secretary of the Army pick, Daniel Driscoll. And he gives a long monologue about the mystery drones that's definitely worth listening to. And it shows that Tim Kaine is taking the mystery drones seriously and is pushing for information on that. I love it. Here's the response he got from Trump's pick.
Training standards and capabilities to establish joint solutions, not just Army solutions, but joint solutions for addressing current and future emerging small UAS threats. Should you be confirmed, what will you do to ensure coordination between the services in developing a joint counter small UAS doctrine?
Senator, I think these drone incursions highlight a kind of a core problem with how we have thought of our nation's defense. We haven't thought about it in a while. And if you, I got to speak with your colleague kind of in depth about this specific incursion, and it seems to be the buck falls between a lot of different agencies, and no one is empowered to act quickly. And that is at scale, even when it continues to show up day after day, night after night. And I think a lot of the first steps are building a network of communication and identifying an SOP for how do you engage with these things, who owns what, who's calling, and what is a acceptable time frame for this kind of communication to occur. That would just be the people side of the thing. And then from a technology side, I think if you look at a lot of the tools like directed energy, we need to empower our agencies to protect our homeland from these types of incursions so that we can shoot them down and learn from specifically who sent it, what was it doing, what was it collecting. My understanding of this situation in particular is we just don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we do, but there you go. It's troubling to me. I love that Tim Kaine is pushing for answers and pushing for action on the mystery drones, but he is specifically looking to counter the mystery drones. And they're talking about shooting them down and how to coordinate agencies to shoot them down. And I just talked about why I am troubled, with the psionic teams bringing these things down. I think that's deeply troubling. I think that bringing UFOs down in general, independent of luring them in with your consciousness, is troubling also. I mean, why declare war on, non-human beings? Yes, they are flying over our military bases and our airports and our infrastructure. And yes, that is a little bit alarming, but they are also flying over people's backyards and dog parks and things. They are all over doing, whatever the heck they're doing. Are they mapping out our infrastructure? Is that part of it? Should we be concerned? Well, if we should be concerned, is there anything we can do about it? Should we be thinking about engaging them and shooting them down? I can understand, having a plan of action. I think that makes sense. If they are a threat, then we need to have a plan of action dealing with them, and I don't think that's unreasonable to think about. But I am troubled by the militarization of this topic and viewing the phenomenon as a threat. The phenomenon, in some capacity, has probably always been here, or at least been here for a long time. And if they wanted to wipe us out, they could have wiped us out a long time ago. Whatever they want with humanity seems much more complicated than that, and it seems to involve DNA. Speaking of DNA, Deep Prasad, the quantum computer guru who had his contact experience where he received this amazing download of information from the beings, where he was, taken to a deeper level of reality as this UFO superimposed over him. Well, the only thing that he could distinguish amongst that download, which is all a bunch of hieroglyphics, was the word DNA. Yeah, they wanted him to know they were interested in DNA, and that was an important part of them. It was this big, bold letters, that DNA. So, yeah, they are definitely interested in that. whatever they're interested in here on Earth and with humanity, that seems to be a part of it. Creating hybrids and so on. I've talked before about how the Nazca beings may have been part of that as well. And there's a crossover in this information. So Deep Prasad is saying this picture right here is the closest match to the hieroglyphs he saw when interacting with the UAP Greys, if that's really what they were. If I were to bet, he said, on what an example of an alien language would look like, this is it. Very, very interesting. And of course, I'll link to this and you can study this at your leisure. I think this is really, really fascinating. And some people are suggesting, like Naturalized Alien, that it looks an awful lot like the implants on one of the Nazca mummies, where you can see that it has this writing on it. Really, really amazing stuff. Yeah, is there a connection? I do believe that the Nazca mummies are likely created by the abducting race or one of the abducting races of being. Like I just said, they're interested in creating hybrids. They're doing that with humans. The Nazca mummies appear to be human hybrids, and they've got implants. They may even have alien languages in common. So I think it's a good bet that the Nazca beings were created by the abducting race or races. And it's really interesting that we might be able to compare writing samples and get some insight into what these guys were all about. Unfortunately, ProPixel's video analysis is debunking this famous UFO sighting of this cool, tin can orb kind of thing, this funky looking orb guy. Well, ProPixels is saying, not so fast. He thinks this has been debunked. And let me just skip to part of his debunking somewhere around here.
Very fine line. And I think that's what this is. So there's enough here that tells me this is not a UAP. It's something that somebody made and put up in the air to fool whoever saw it.
Well, that's disappointing. It was a cool UFO. Sorry to see it go. Not that ProPixels has the final word on any of this, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this video still on the table? I will, of course, link to ProPixels' full analysis, and you can watch it at your leisure. And let me know what you think. Is this a legit anomalous craft of some sort, or has it been sufficiently debunked? Speaking of cool UFO videos, though, check out this amazing UFO video from Chris Bledsoe. I love it. This is like Amblin, guys. This is like Steven Spielberg level. Look at that. Look at that. A UFO flying in front of the moon. A Chris Bledsoe UFO flying in front of the moon. He seems to think a lot of these things are angels or higher dimensional entities of some sort. Look at that beautiful UFO. Orb, a being, whatever it is.
Today's the 31st of January. Come on, stay with it. Where'd it go?
Okay, I've got to see that one more time. This UFO going across the moon, guys. This is just lovely. I mean, yeah, eat your heart out, Steven Spielberg. That is cool. That is cool. Good job, Chris. Meanwhile, is the mystery fog back? Well, Wixie says the mystery fog is back. 2025 just keeps on giving. And this is from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, I mean, maybe that's just regular fog. I'm not too familiar with Oklahoma. I don't think of Oklahoma as being a super foggy place. I guess I've been to Oklahoma a couple of times and I didn't notice any fog. Could that just be regular fog? What's up with the mystery fog? Any of you guys, in the areas of the world that were afflicted with the mystery fog, is it still going on? Did it go away? Did you get any explanation from the authorities? Do you feel like it's done, it's over? Do you have any health effects, from that? Anything lingering? Because I found this is separate but related, but the mystery fog apparently was predicted by a remote viewing. Dick Algeier, remote viewer from Future Forecasting Group, they saw the fogs emerging into our common shared reality last summer. And this is a posting from Cliff High sharing the results of this remote viewing, where they were seeing this future event. And this is Chicago, high above a city, tall buildings. Looking down, I see what looks like a mist or fog vapor, some gas or vapor released. Danger, poisons, intentional, like a terror event. Vapor gas, high cough, sputtering, noxious, mystery. They actually use the word mystery. My head may be blocking that off, but yeah, they actually use the word mystery. So was the Future Forecasting Group. Great remote viewers, including Daz Smith, awesome remote viewer who I've had on the show, and definitely go check out that interview. I think I've done a couple of videos with Daz. He's awesome. And they are all really gifted remote viewers, and they may have been seeing the mystery fog before it happened, and they were seeing it was intentional. Last but not least, your chance of being attacked by a squirrel is low, but never zero. All right. All right. Let me know what you think about this crazy squirrel and everything else covered today in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, grab a t-shirt. There's their merch store. Become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and they often get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.